Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. We are in December 2023 and we're getting close to Christmas. I have been asked a couple times to maybe do a top 5 of my favorite razors, and I'm not going to do a top 5 overall category of all the razors I've ever shaved with, but I'm going to do a top 5 of new production razors that are non-adjustable. So that's going to be my first top 5 video. We'll see how that turns out, and you guys let me know if you like it. If you do, maybe we're going to do another one, maybe a top 5 new production adjustables, and then maybe we're going to go into the vintage world as well. So let's start out with the new production razors that are non-adjustable. And there's a little bit of a little asterisk or a caveat to that, but I will explain later. So let's start with the first one, my first pick. These are not in any specific order. I like them kind of all the same. I'm a really big fan of each individual one for various reasons or for different reasons. So let's just start with a number 1. It's not the number 1, but it's definitely really high up on my list, which is the Leaf Twig. So the Leaf Twig, you guys have heard me talk about it many a times. This one is a kind of like a space age design safety razor, only single edge, not double edge. It uses a half of a regular DE blade, which you guys already know. They make a little stand for that as well. So you have a place where you can put it on your bathroom counter. So that works out really well. They have it in many different colors. This razor is about $59. It's kind of pricey for, material choices. This is mostly cast material, cast zinc alloy, and then it's some sort of chrome plating or anodization on there. It is very, very much different from the traditional DE safety razor because it uses half a blade only. It uses a magnet to, let's open this up here. It uses a little magnet to hold the blade in place, and the alignment of the blade is a little different, but I'm really much in love with this razor because it is so forgiving and it's so gentle. So this is the Leaf Twig. If you are the type that wants a little bit more aggression, a little bit more efficiency, you can switch to the Leaf Thorn, which looks identical, but the geometry is a little different. And this thing really hits the sweet spot. I like how it handles in the hand. It's it looks good. You can get it in, like I said, multiple different colors, and it's very nicely rounded off, doesn't have any sharp edges. So it's really hard to injure yourself with this Leaf Twig. It's a very gentle razor. It's really easy to find the proper angle, and I just love it. This is my go-to, early in the morning before I have to go to work. I usually leave the house at like 6:45, around there. So I'm shaving at 6 a.m., maybe still a little groggy. And this has served me so well. I have to say, however, that because it is more or less a one piece, it's not easily taken apart and cleaned up in here. Recently, I did a disassembly video showing you how to take this apart and clean this all completely. After only a few months of regular use, it already needed a cleanup in here because it started making squeaking noises when I would screw it down. And so that's kind of the downside. It's not high quality materials, it's not stainless steel, and there is going to be some corrosion here internally eventually. But overall, I really like this razor. So let's get to the A number 2. Let's just random order. Probably one of the more traditional razors here in this lineup, which is the Merkur 34C. This is a chrome plated zinc alloy razor made in Germany by Merkur. It's a 2-piece razor. So the little knob down here that tightens everything together stays in place, and then you only have the top and the rest of the razor. Has 2 alignment pins down there, uses regular DE blades. It's a regular double-edged safety razor. Relatively lightweight, very traditional in its look and its design. The head design, there are many razors that have a similar head geometry. The DE89 Edwin Jagger comes to mind, or the Müller R89. They're fairly similar. This one is maybe a touch milder than those two. So this is really a good go-to razor if you're just starting out. It is in the $50 range. If you look around, maybe secondhand market on eBay, maybe you can find it a little cheaper. So I just looked it up real quick. $49.50 was the price that I found, but I bet you can buy it under $40 if you are lucky, if you look around. Yeah, just chrome plated. Material wise, it's nothing special because it's all cast materials. And, you know, this is not going to be that heirloom piece that you're going to pass on to your grandchildren, but it is a very forgiving, beginner friendly, mild DE razor that you can use daily. For some people, it might not be efficient enough, not aggressive enough. But for me, since I'm always looking for that gentle razor that gets the job done without irritating my skin, this is a perfect choice. All right. So that's around $50, maybe around $40 if you're lucky. Made in Germany, like I said. So the next one in the lineup here is this Rockwell 6S. And this one could be considered an adjustable because when you take it apart, like a typical 3-piece razor, you have the bottom plate, which can be reversed. So it gives you a different level of aggression. So this plate here is the R1, R3 plate. So R1 is the mildest, R3 is kind of in the middle. It comes with a total of 3 of those plates. So you have a range from R1 all the way to R6. And R6 is the most aggressive. So you could call this an adjustable, but in my mind, an adjustable is one that can be adjusted on the fly in the middle of your shave without taking things apart. That just has a little dial on it or like a little knob that you turn. That is an adjustable in my mind. This is probably more you can set the level of aggression before you use it, and then you just stick with it, or you can try out the 6 different levels of aggression and find which one you like best, and then you put the plate on and just forget about it. I know there are guys out there that will take it apart mid-shave, switch the plates around, and you know, they start with a 5 maybe, really aggressive, then go to a 3 and do the final pass with a 1. That's up to you guys, but in my mind, this is not an adjustable in the original sense of the word. I've also heard people complain about the overall quality of this thing. Yes, it is stainless steel. It is made in the United States. The 6S is. There is a cheaper version that is called the 6C, has all the same plates, has the same levels of aggression. It's just made out of inferior materials. So there's brass and some zinc alloys involved, which is perfectly fine, much cheaper, and does the same job. This one here is the only one that's made in the United States, so labor costs are higher, and this is stainless steel. But people are a little disappointed in, you know, the fact that it's kind of a rounded over, not very fancily designed or machined razor. When it came out, it was kind of a, you know, novel design with the flop around plates and all that, and it gave you the 6 different levels of aggression. Has been around for a few years, and a lot of people like it, but some people, when they spend, you know, this one here goes for about $120. When they spend $120 for a razor, they really want superb machining and superb, you know, polishing. I've seen that they now have different colors available. The 6S for the longest time was just this bead blasted matte finish razor, but I just noticed that this thing just never focuses on the razor. It always focuses on me. Here we go. So that you know, they now just recently added, I think, a couple more colors. I think it's like a polished finish and a gunmetal gray, I think. But yeah, $120, so it's a little bit on the pricey end, but you get pretty much 6 razors. So you can go from really mild to really aggressive and find your flavor and then stick with it. So I would say this is a 3-piece non-adjustable razor, at least in my mind. Alternatively, I just wanted to offer a cheaper version of this. This here is not the 6C, but this is the 2C. If you are like me and you're always looking for a mild, gentle razor that gets the job done, this one here, the 2C only comes with 1 of those plates. It is the R1, R3 plate, so you have very mild and somewhere in the middle. Again, it's only focusing on my face. Here we go. So the 2C is the cheaper cousin, brother, sister, whatever, of the 6S. Only 1 plate, so 2 levels of aggression. I managed to buy this one for $19 or somewhere around there. Free shipping on sale. Regular price here, let's see, I found it just now for $39, but I think that is a little overpriced. So you shouldn't have to spend more than, you know, $30 for this if you buy it regular from a retailer online. So the 2C is a cheaper, much cheaper alternative to the 6S. And if you eventually outgrow the R1, R3 plate, you can actually buy the other plates that are missing in this set. The other plates that would come with a 6C, for example, you can buy them individually from Rockwell for like 18, 19 bucks a piece. So you could turn this into a 4C or then ultimately a 6C. So, you know, you can always upgrade this. This one is more or less, you know, zinc and brass and chrome. And so nothing special. Also the same 3-piece design like the 6S. I just wanted to throw this in here because it's much cheaper than the 6S. This one here is not made in the United States. This is produced somewhere overseas. I don't know exactly where they make what. But overall, same shaving performance. And some people even say because of the chrome finish, it's a little slicker on the skin than the 6S in this bead blasted finish. All right, let's go to number 4, or the 4th in our list here, is another Merkur. Maybe I'm a little partial to Merkur, or I'm a little biased towards Merkur because they are German-made razors. They are not the most high quality, you know, CNC machined, space age design out there. They are more traditional. They have a lot of traditional designs. They have a lot of razors that they have been making since the 1950s. And I kind of like that. So they are very traditional. They're not high-priced stainless steel CNC. This one here, again, a completely zinc alloy razor handle and the top, 3-piece design. And this one here is the 41C. C stands for chrome. 41 is the model, which is an open comb. So I wanted to put an open comb into the list here. A lot of people think that open comb razors are super aggressive, but they are really not. This one here in particular I like because it is an open comb, makes it very efficient, but it is gentle. It's a gentle, efficient little razor, pretty lightweight package, short little stubby handle. Of course, my phone has to make some noises while I'm recording a video, right? So this is my favorite open comb razor, at least from the ones that I have used so far. And I gotta admit, there haven't been that many open combs yet, but we're working on it. So far, 41C, gentle little package, and it goes for about 30 bucks. That's another plus. It's relatively inexpensive. So if you want to try an inexpensive open comb, go and try out the 41C. And if you don't like it, you can always sell them on eBay, clean it up, you know, polish it up and sell it. So that was the 41C. Now we're going to be looking at the last one in our lineup of 5 non-adjustable modern production razors. This one here is the RazoRock German 37. RazoRock, a company out of Canada. They have a little bit of the Italian vibe going on in their brand logo. They sell soaps and aftershaves from Italy, actually. And they have their own lineup of razors. This one here modeled after a Merkur 37, which is another German razor. This one here, typical 3-piece design. But this one here is actually a slant razor. What a slant razor is it has a kind of a twisted geometry that puts the blade in a sort of torsioned, twisted position, which puts more tension on the cutting edge, which also gives you a angled cutting edge. So it's not a, you know, straight cutting edge and your blade is perpendicular to your stroke. Here in this case, you have a little bit of an angled cutting edge. So like I said, modeled after the Merkur 37. That's why they call it German 37. I might be wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. Has a stainless steel handle, and the handle is, if I'm not completely mistaken, made overseas. You can choose different handle designs, so they have like 5 different handles you can choose from. The head, just like the Merkur 37, and it shaves pretty well. It's a little bit more moderately aggressive, so it's not the super slouch, it's not super mild, but if you have a little bit of practice and you want to add a slant razor to your collection, this is definitely a good choice. And if I'm not completely mistaken, I paid around $30 for this. Just now I checked. I think it was yeah, just about $30, 29 something. So yeah, like I said, RazoRock, a good place to check out also for their soaps and their aftershaves. They're very inexpensive, and all their scented products, or a lot of their scented products, are actually made in Italy. So yeah, that's the RazoRock German 37, the Slant razor here in this lineup. And then I wanted to put a couple honorable mentions in here. A lot of people have asked me, hey, why don't the Hansen AL13 get much love from you on your channel? I have one here. This was a gift from one of my channel supporters. I have shaved with it. It does a great job. It's very mild, so it's very unintimidating. Can be used for daily shaving, no problem. And it's very well made. It's all aluminum. It's a little bit of a dull finish. This is still, I think, anodized in some shape or form so that it doesn't corrode, because aluminum tends to corrode eventually, especially if it's exposed to water all the time. So I like it, but it's just, you know, this is kind of a space age product. The company's claim to fame is that they have worked on satellites and literally space technology before they started making those razors. They claim that it is machined to very precise tolerances. So you have a very precise razor. It's a 3-piece design. And it also claims that the blade has a very supported cutting edge. So there is no vibration or slop in the cutting edge. And therefore it is very predictable. They did a couple neat little features here. So here in the bottom plate, there is a steel insert that makes it very precise, holding onto the top and lining up everything. Yeah, quick look. Maybe I can manage to get it to focus on it. Here we go. So this is what it looks on the inside. The handle, yeah, pretty long, pretty bulbous here at the end. I do like it. It's just not, I don't know. It is not my flavor. One thing that I like about DE shaving is this traditional, you know, feel to it. You're doing something that people in the early 20th century already did. This was the kind of the way to shave for, you know, the better part of a century. This is a little too space age for me. They have other colors. They also have come out with a medium and an aggressive version of this. So this is not just the only one that they make. It's not the AL13 and that's it. But they have a mild, a medium, and an aggressive version of this one in a few different colors. And price-wise, see, I didn't even look that up. I will annotate it right here or right here, what an AL13 goes for these days. And yeah, so if you want double edge safety with some space age design, I should probably not be so hard on the AL13, because the leaf is also a massive departure from, you know, the traditional DE safety razor, you know, with its funny looking design. I'm just really impressed with the shaving performance. And this one is a little bit more, you know, like a normal. I like, however, that it's nicely rounded off. It doesn't have any sharp edges. And a lot of those traditional looking safety razors, even here my 34C has pretty pointy edges, and I don't like that. That's one of those pet peeves that I have. And another honorable mention should go to this one here. This is the King C Gillette. It's a safety razor that just came out a couple years ago, made by Gillette, or sold by Gillette, branded Gillette. King C Gillette was the name of the founder of the company, and pretty much the guy who invented the modern double-edged safety razor. You know, very traditional design, has a normal 3-piece design. The head is very reminiscent of a lot of safety razors out there. So if you would look at a DE89 or you look at the Müller R89, this is pretty much a clone, a copy. Some people even have said that Edwin Jagger makes the head for the King C Gillette. I don't think so, but who knows? And this is really a very prolific razor. You can get it in a lot of drugstores, in a lot of, bigger supermarkets. Like, I've seen it in Germany in like every supermarket I went to. So very prolific, $15 roughly. I bought this for $15 from Amazon. I've already given one away and then bought one again because it was the first safety razor that I ever shaved with. And I figured, why not have one as a cast member? So $15 if you want really a cheap one, which is good quality, has good heft to it, and does everything right. It's a traditional DE safety razor, and it was named after the guy who, kind of came up with this design. So pretty cool. So those are the two honorable mentions, the Hansen, the really space HE one, and then the King C Gillette, the very cheap one, but a good quality. And $15, and it's not from AliExpress. You can't ask for more. So these are my top 5 non-adjustable modern production safety razors, plus a couple extras. I hope you agree with my list. If you don't, just let me know down in the comment section what your top 5 are, or maybe you want to just add a couple and let us know what you think should be on this list. And there are so many razors out there, and every 5 minutes someone releases a new one. I have had a few other in my hand that I wanted to mention, and they're maybe at position 6 or 7 on my list, so they didn't quite make it. But you tell us your top 5, and maybe in the future we can do an updated list. This list is not definitive. It's probably not always going to stay this way. If I come across some other great razor that I like better than some of those in here, I might change it in the future. And if you guys like this type of format and you want to see more, maybe my top 5 adjustables, which I could probably do, or maybe vintage razors that I've come across that I really like, then let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe. And if you guys don't mind to give me a thumbs up, that would be great as well. Thank you. I will see you in the next one. And really Merry Christmas. Take care, guys. Bye.